let's get. Speaking of Marvel, I just brought up Marvel beforehand. Let's do this. There's a whole bunch of things yesterday we talked about, and we'll kind of touch on that same article here. Yesterday, guys, they mentioned there's an article that said that Marvel was going to have 4 movies in 2028 that are coming out. Right, and one of those rumored movies is a Fantastic Four sequel, right? Or at least we know that that's potentially that's where it could land. So, following the reports that Fantastic Four First Steps could be getting a sequel as soon as 2028, Reed Richards actor Pedro Pascal has added further fuel to the fire with his social media activity. Josh Wilding reporting Marvel Studios dated a 4th movie for 2028 earlier this week. While the expectation is that at least one of those slots will go to another Disney-owned property, the trades have suggested we're getting a sequel to the Fantastic Four First Steps 3 years from now. Provided the upcoming reboot is a success, it would make sense. Marvel's first family will have a lead role in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and launching the next era of the MCU storytelling with an adventure set on the new sacred timeline feels like the right step. Today, Mr. Fantastic himself, Pedro Pascal, has added further fuel to the fire by liking an Instagram post discussing these supposed sequel plans. This may mean a lot or very little. Thank you, very little. But we have to believe that he has a vague idea of what Marvel Studios needs for him in the years ahead. Galactus, Dr. Doom likely be off the table in a potential follow-up. However, this team has a long list of villains who have yet to grace our screens. I mentioned a whole bunch of them, and Coy wants to know who they are. Great. Okay, so last year, Pascal was asked why he decided to join the MCU and this movie. And in particular, he said, "What do you think, stupid? Money." Nope. But what he really said was mainly because of the cast that I would be part of. Matt Shackman, the director, has been a lifelong friend of mine. And because of the influence of the world of Marvel, it's authored so much of popular entertainment. And to be invited into that experience is something that I couldn't say no to. I love the comic and I love being in that family. Ultimately, the Fantastic Four First Steps gets a sequel will boil down to box office takings next month. Marvel Studios hasn't been on a hot streak in 2025, so it needs to be a critical and commercial hit if the team's ventures are going to continue. Well, I agree with that 100%. I think we all agree with that 100%. You can announce or not announce, but you can start making plans for a sequel. But if people don't want to see the movie, they ain't making a sequel. I mean, that's happened before. There's been many times. I mean, I'm watching She-Hulk right now with Sam. Thank God we're almost done with it. And
how is she liking it?
She does not like it all. It's her least favorite thing out of anything she's watched.
Oh, wow.
She hates it. So she didn't mind a few of the episodes, and she loves Daredevil, but she hates the overall series. And it's one of those things where they clearly were even saying in the finale, "Oh, in season 2, I'm like, you ain't getting to season 2." And it's like, you better be careful. And there's a lot of different things that have tried to do that, not just in Marvel. And if the support isn't there, you ain't getting a sequel. I do believe this movie will get a sequel. I do believe this movie will do decent, and pretty well, actually. So the question of, that 2028, I think, Coy, we should start there, right? You heard yesterday the 4 movies in Marvel that are coming out, that they're going to do this. And then there's that, obviously, the quantity over quality thing. But then there's that, as they mentioned in this article, who knows if they're really going to put 4 movies out there? They're just going to hold the spot for one of their Fox movies or something else. What do you make of all that? And what do you make about the potential of a Fantastic Four sequel before we even get the first one?
I think Fantastic Four sequel is possible to even likely. But what I think that date is X-Men. I think X-Men December 15th makes a lot of sense. I think they just announced, we're in talks, Jake Schreier of Thunderbolts. I don't know how confirmed it is, but it seems like that's heating up. And post Secret Wars, I think they're going to want to have another strong team like Avengers, and that's X-Men. So I would say a likelihood, even maybe more than Fantastic Four, is X-Men on that date. But I think it's not going to depend on how FF does. The Dark Universe never started, and they mapped out 5 of those movies. So I think we got to see how this one does, because they need to be home runs at this point after the Thunderbolts loss. And even though we talked about franchise math and those things, Marvel does need to have very strong wins, at least a couple. So I think X-Men is more likely, but we'll see.
Yeah, the focus is definitely going to be on X-Men. But if we're all wrong, and this is the $1 billion Marvel film that nobody expects, because we were all guessing around 750 or something like that.
Close to it. So in that range.
Somewhere in that range. this busts out $1 billion, then
Oh yeah,
they will fast track a sequel.
Yeah, and they'll be cooking with gas, man, because then you have the Avengers movies coming out, Spider-Man, you'll be in good shape.
And to that point, the argument would almost be that Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men really are more so. The Avengers have obviously made a name for themselves now because of what the MCU has done. We've discussed how really, honestly, Captain America and Iron Man and Thor were really kind of B-listers until, again, the MCU put them in a whole different stratosphere.
Sure.
If you get all of your what are considered kind of your A-listers in that regard, all firing on all cylinders, like the OG A-listers now. Oh, bro, you thought that they were going to keep it as some 2-3 movies. I'm afraid they'll launch themselves back to 4 on the regular if Fantastic Four and Spider-Man and X-Men are hitting like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think X-Men is Fantastic Four. That's the future of it, right? I mean, that is the future of this for sure. They need to build that out, get these characters locked in, and people got to really respond to it. I'm so curious. July 31st is going to be a very interesting conversation.
We're going to have a new shape of the next 5 years at the end of next month.
In general of what, like, who of what's it's either going to be one of these things of like, okay, people still care about Jurassic World. No one cares about it anymore. It finally lost its magic. Superman, DC is back. DC's in trouble. Fantastic Four is going to save Marvel. Man, are they in the shitter? It's like there's so many different conversations that we could have.
It's also like Universal, Disney, and Warner Brothers, on the macro scale, 3 of the biggest studios in the world with their big, put it all on red.
Yeah. This is an all in for all of them.
It's crazy. So look, man, put your thoughts in there. Fantastic Four, are we getting a sequel? Should we get a sequel? Should they just wait and see? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Warm weather hits suddenly. I'm juggling vacations, there's visitors, zero routine. Hydro brings me back to that structure so I can get quick, efficient workouts that keep me feeling grounded no matter what my calendar looks like. So for Hydro, if you didn't know, I've been telling you guys, I've been going and working out 4 days a week, but I need other things sometimes when I can't get to the gym. And I've been really loving Hydro because one thing that I love, you never get bored. Hydro's got tons of workouts with actual Olympians, and they're filmed in these gorgeous outdoor spots all over the world. It makes it way easier to stay motivated. Doesn't matter if you're training hard or just trying to stay active. Hydro really meets you where you're at. It's low impact, so it's easy on your joints, but still gives you that perfect mix of strength and cardio. If you're on the fence, there's a free shipping, 30-day risk-free trial, and Hydro offers a full year warranty. Honestly, no pressure. Just try it and see how it feels. Getting a good sweat used to mean hours in the gym. Hydro, you can do it all at home on my schedule, 20 minutes. Rowing on my Hydro gets me that full body workout without ever having to leave my house. It's so easy. I have it set up now. I was so excited when I got it, and it really does. You feel like you can't even describe how amazing it is to hit all of these spots. So you can skip the gym, not the workout. Stay on track with Hydro. For a limited time, go to hydro.com and use the code Kristian to save up to $470 off your Hydro. HYDROW.com. Use that code Kristian. Save up to $475. Hydro.com. Use the code Kristian.